Hey guys, how's it going? Let's talk about HIIT. Now, should you be doing it? If you're not sure what HIIT is, it's high intensity interval training. Now, my background and the gym's background, we used to be a CrossFit gym, a CrossFit affiliate for the first kind of couple of years of our business's life. Our training was always classed as high intensity training. And I always found from my perspective, I always enjoyed it, but it brought some people in and put some people off. And now we've taken that away. There's a lot more open-mindedness about the training from my point of view, and also people that are coming in and joining the gym, and also yourself might be included in that. But there are a few problems that you should be aware of with this training. So let's get into that. Now, there's one big benefit to HIIT training, well, maybe a couple of benefits. One, it's a time saver. So you could do a really good effective workout in maybe 20 minutes, and you can get on the rest of your day. The other good factor is the results. The short-term results are pretty decent. They're going to overtake anything where it's a bit of a slower pace. So initially when you're going into the training, those short-term results are going to be super good. However, let's get into some of the issues. One, it's repeated stress intervals, higher intensity stressful intervals. So if you're someone who's maybe a stressful person or a stressed person, lack of sleep, maybe not enough food, not enough hydration, maybe those lifestyle factors are a bit skewed to maybe the non-favourable side, the last thing you want to do is high intensity repeated stress intervals. You want lower stress training. That higher stress training is going to overspill that stress bucket, which has already got family, work, socialising, friends, whatever it might be. You're adding more stress on top of that, so it overflows and you're just creating problems. The next thing is performance-based. So performance-based only. Trying to get the most amount of work done in a short amount of time. Now the problem with that is it's very outcome driven, not necessarily there's no education behind it. It's just, I need to work as fast as I can for as long as I can, and that's it. So it's based on it's like a result-based performance training style, if you want to call it. Now the big one for this one, it's addictive. It's addictive feel-good training. I've been there. I've pushed for a number of years through that sort of stuff, and at the end there's a price that comes with that. Either injury or burnout or both. I've had both. And anyone that I know who's been doing that kind of style of training for years and years and years is generally not doing the same styles what they were previously. That addictive 3, 2, 1, let's go, go, go. It's a feel-good factor. It's generally you work really hard, you lay on the floor, lay on your back, and it's like a feel-good factor that you've achieved something afterwards. However, if you're performing at that high level the whole time you're training, no matter, it's a one session or 3, 4, 5 years down the line, there's nowhere else to go. If you're maxing out every single session, there's no recovery time and there's nowhere else that you can kind of peak to. So you're generally going to find those short-term results stop after a while. It could be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. But it does peak and you can't get past it. And then that is so frustrating in itself that you have to kind of take a step back and maybe reassess your training, what you're doing, recovery, food, all those other factors. Whereas if you kind of take a bit more of a high-low approach, what we would do, the results are generally long-lasting and more enjoyable because you can kind of vary up the intensity as you're training. And the other factor is it's physically, mentally, and metabolically anxiety driven and stressful. We've all had that feeling probably of let's look at the CrossFit Open. We've all had that feeling of feeling a little bit nervous before a workout where we know we're going to push a little bit and it's going to be a little bit kind of challenging. That's not good. That's not a good HIIT on a daily basis. It's almost like a fight or flight. You don't want that all the time. Every so often is fine, but you don't want to be trained like that every single day. Metabolically, it's not good. It hinders your digestion. It hinders how much food you absorb. What you take in from that food. So if you're looking at just general health, maybe losing body fat, it is a style of training that I would not recommend and would not recommend consistently every single day. Having the occasional dose is absolutely fine. Once a week, 2 times every couple of weeks, whatever, is absolutely fine. But every day, it hits you at some point with either burnout, injury, or both. Now, we're not slagging it off. It's a style of training. If it gets you off the sofa and makes you feel good, that's absolutely fine. Just knowing that there's a few factors that go along with that that you have to be aware of. So what you need, if it's just general health and fitness, and you want to do that for the next sort of 10, 20, 30, 40 years, You need to use resistance training. You need some long, steady aerobic work that's sustainable efforts. And you also need a little bit of a hit of intensity now and again, whether that be intervals, a bit of a higher pace work, wherever that is, a bit of a mixture. Will do your health and fitness and your longevity with health and fitness and feeling good and looking good, the world of good. Hope that helps, guys. There's a bit about information about HIIT there. Go over it, ask questions. If you've got anything you want to go over, let us know. Other than that, have a great rest of your day and we'll see you in class.